Tonight on OTV News, Thomas Dining Hall reopens after catching fire.
Greek life raises awareness for sexual assault with a visual expedition.
And a look at how campus is dealing with all the rain.
All that and more on OTV News.
Good evening, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Matt Triola.
And I'm Amanda Geckel. Severe weather pushed through Muskingum County late Wednesday night and during the day Thursday. The area has been rocked with thunder and lightning most of the day, while heavy rain has been pounding New Concord and the surrounding communities. Muskingum University has been right in the crosshairs of the storms, which are causing flooding around campus. The campus pond is currently at elevated level, while the area known as the Hollow on campus is currently flooded. Muskie students shared their reaction to the storm.
Wow, it's gonna flood, that's for sure, because the pond down there is already really flooded, and it's just really nasty and depressing.
In Wednesday night's round of storms, Caldwell Hall was expected to be struck by lightning, causing the fire alarms to sound off in the building. Students were forced outside of the building in the early morning hours in the pouring rain while the alarms were secured. Some sought shelter from rain in their vehicles, while others went to other buildings to dry off. Students awoke from their sleep weren't very happy.
It was horrible. Woken up at like 6 something from the fire alarms. Had to leave Kelly and stood there for like 5 minutes in the rain, thunder, and lightning. Then went to the Phi-Sci and ASA porches for a few minutes, and then went to Finney after that.
According to University Police, the fire alarms were temporarily damaged due to the lightning, but tests were performed during the day today, and the alarms were reportedly working fine. Due to another expected storm and possible flooding on the residential buildings, residential assistants will be on watch the entire night, making sure the dorms remain safe during the night. RAs from around the east side of the campus will be taking shifts patrolling the halls of Caldwell Hall throughout the night to ensure everything is all right. Heavy storms are expected to continue to move through the area during the day Friday, but will eventually die out just in time to start a Parents' Weekend this weekend.
The search for the successor to Gene Ford as head men's basketball coach is over. Muskingum University has hired Travis Schwab to become the next head coach of the Muskies. Schwab comes over to Muskingum after an 8-year tenure at Wittenberg University, where he helped lead the Tigers to the NCAA Division III tournament 3 times, including a trip to the Elite Eight in 2012. Since his first season in 2007, the Tigers amassed a record of 142-80.
The Thomas Hall fire on March 26th was caused by electrical plug shortage in the storage area below the dining hall. Traveling through electrical sockets, smoke entered the dining hall. The dining hall was reopened Monday, April 6th. After discovering the fire, students were relocated in neighboring resident halls. No one was injured during the incident. During the days that only patent halls were open, extra tables were brought in and their hours were extended.
In honor of Professor John Kuhn, Greek Council will be sponsoring a heart walk at Muskingum Stadium on April 26th. All proceeds from the event will support causes Greek Council felt close to John Kuhn, the American Heart Association, and the Actors Theater in Columbus. The heart walk will take place from 11 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. It's open to all students with donations accepted. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with your latest in Muskie sports action.
But first, we'll see who's the new director of the Student Conduct, and later Caldwell Hall celebrates 10 years since its opening. We'll check out what's going on for the home for communication, media, and theater. Keep it right here on OTV News.
New Concord Village Council meets every second Monday of the month, but you don't have to go. You can catch it on Orbit TV the week of council at 7, noon, and 7. Tune in and be up to date on all things New Concord, only on Orbit Television.
Can't make it to chapel? Tune in on Orbit TV to catch the weekly chapel service every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 and 10 p.m. for Fellowship Worship and a good message brought to you by Chaplain Will Mullins.
On Friday, March 27th, the Greek community held Break the Silence, It's on Us, a 2-hour event that was put on with the intention of raising awareness about sexual assault. This event was open to all of campus with hopes of getting the message out to all students that sexual assault is not something to stay quiet about. They even staged a post-assault scene to give students an idea of what a real-life sexual crime scene might look like. University police as well as counseling services were in attendance at the event to give out their phone numbers and offer up any other information that might be helpful for students. The event was topped off with confetti poppers to symbolize community and breaking the silence.
On March 23rd, the Director of Student Conduct, Amber Zifzal, started her newest position at Muskingum University. Zifzal was chosen from the student conduct position after Anthony Polito left the position on February 6th. This is not the first time Zifzal was worked at Muskingum University. Zifzal's first experience at Muskingum was a student life coordinator from 2010 until 2013. Now Zifzal is looking forward to working with students and staff.
It has been good. It's been good to be back and see some familiar faces and to reconnect with students that I worked with when I was here previously. So it's been good. It's been really good to be able to reconnect with them in a different role.
This Friday through Sunday marks the annual Parents Weekend at Muskingum University. Hosted by Omicron Delta Kappa Leadership Honorary, Parents Weekend is full of events to showcase student accomplishments throughout the year. Events include the Scholarship Recognition Day ceremony on Friday, a talent show for Friday, and several honorary inductions and banquets.
Scholarship Recognition Day takes place on Friday at 3:15 in Brown Chapel. The annual event honors students who have made Dean's List, earned top 5% of class honors, or have received departmental awards of scholarships. Those inducted into honorees are also recognized.
Another annual Parents' Day weekend event is Relay for Life. The cancer awareness fundraiser will take place on Saturday from 6 p.m. until Sunday at 2 p.m. American Cancer Society sponsors Relay for Life, which aims at remembering, celebrating, and fighting back against cancer. The theme for this year is Win the Fight. Sinfo's Mercury Band and the local artist Black Ice Dance Group will perform. Kevin Lacey, Muskingum's current advisor for Relay for Life, said, "An event like this is created to bring awareness to people and corral everyone together to find the cure." Coming up, after a quick break, a look at the baseball, softball, and teams.
And after that, we have some advice on finding a job after graduation. Thanks for watching OTV News.
This is Will Mullins, and I want to encourage you to watch Chapel on Orbit TV Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. Thanks.
Find out what decisions are being made at Student Senate that could affect your campus organization by tuning into Orbit TV on Tuesdays at 11 in the evening, and again on Wednesday through Sunday at 10 in the morning and 6 and 11 in the evening.
Muskingum University's softball team drew one game closer to 500 Monday when they traveled to OAC rival Marietta. The Muskies lost the first game 7-2. Sarah Browning took the loss, going through 6 innings of work and allowing 5 runs. They came back and earned the split in Game 2, winning 6-2. Browning only pitched 1 inning to close the game for winning pitcher Kristen Gill, but contributed on the offensive end. Browning went 2 for 4 at the plate, including double. Jess Matthews and Amy Clark both hit home runs for the Muskies. The Muskies were supposed to be back in action today, hosting Wilmington, but due to the weather, that doubleheader will be pushed back to Friday, starting at 3.
Muskie baseball now stands at 8-15 on the year after being swept on the road by Pitt Greenberg on Monday. The Muskies lost game 1 9-4, then fell in game 2 7-1. Dallas Allen had the big bat in the game, going 1 for 3 at the plate. His long hit was a 2-run home run in the 6th inning before the Muskies' comeback effort fell short. The Muskies' road doubleheader against Willington was been pushed to Sunday, so the team will be back in action Saturday when they go to Ohio Northern for a twin bill on Saturday.
The golf season is starting to wind down for the Muskies as both the men and women have only a couple of matches left. The men will be at the OAC Spring Invitational starting on Sunday and will then have 11 days off for going to the OAC Championships on April 24th. The women will be at the Worcester Invitational for 2 days starting on the 18th. They will then join the men at the OAC Championships April 25th. After this final break, OTV News will take a look at the building that houses Orbit Media as it celebrates its 10th year anniversary at Caldwell Hall.
Don't go anywhere because we have more campus news coming your way on Orbit Television.
New Concord Village Council meets every second Monday of the month, but you don't have to go. You can catch it on Orbit TV the week of council at 7, noon, and 7. Tune in and be up to date on all things New Concord, only on Orbit Television.
Can't make it to chapel? Tune in on Orbit TV to catch the weekly chapel service every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 and 10 p.m. for fellowship, worship, and a good message brought to you by Chaplain Will Mullins.
The anniversary of the groundbreaking of Philip and Betsy Caldwell Hall on campus is coming up. Orbit Media News correspondent Marty Kurtz has more on how the process of building Caldwell Hall went and what is housed in the building.
April 20th this year will be the 10th anniversary of the groundbreaking of Philip and Betsy Caldwell Hall. Caldwell Hall was finished in the spring of 2004, and classes were taught in the building in the following fall. The building is named for Philip Caldwell and Betsy Clark Caldwell. Philip Caldwell was a 1948 graduate of Muskingum who succeeded Henry Ford II as Chief Executive Officer and Chairman for Ford Motor Company. Jerry Martin, a retired professor at Communication, Media, and Theater, was able to witness the change, where the Communication, Media, and Theater departments were able to be under one whole roof.
When we moved to this facility, there was a bit of an adjustment period because we went from having a facility that no one wanted to use. Students doing student-directed productions could do any hour of the day and night rehearsals in either of the theaters because scheduling them, that was not a problem because no one wanted to use them.
Before Caldwell Hall, the CMT department was housed in different buildings. Radio and TV headquarters were in the bottom of Cambridge Hall, speech classes were taught in the top floor of Montgomery, and the theater department was located in the east part of campus in Johnson Hall. WMCO, the campus radio station, was relocated from Cambridge Hall to Caldwell, signing off for the last time in the building in December 2003. Broadcast engineer at the time, Sonny Elfman, focused on all the technical aspects of the relocation.
Well, one of the most important things, obviously, was to upgrade all the equipment as we moved from one building to another, make sure that we were up to the standards of the day, and improve everything that we could along the way.
WMCO returned to air on its birthday, January 28, 2004, even though construction wasn't finished in the rest of the building.
Which led to a funny thing is because for about a month during the final construction, the students operating as DJs had to wear hard hats, so we had hard hat DJs.
Over 1,000 Muskingum students, staff, faculty, and alumni such as WMCO founder Hal Burlingame and Muskingum University president Ann Steele signed a beam that was placed in the Sandra Will Thompson Theater. For Orbit Media News, I'm Marty Kurtz.
That's all we have for this week's edition of OTV News. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to connect with Orbit Media and to stay tuned throughout the week.
You can follow us on Twitter at Orbit907News or by visiting orbitmediaonline.com. Be sure to pick up a copy of the Black and Magenta on Monday.